Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new season of The JG Show. I'm Joey Guden, and it is so good to be back here in the studio for a brand new season. It's been about a year, a lot has changed, a lot has happened, but there's one thing that hasn't changed, that this show is still amazing, and we've got a whole brand new lineup of guests just waiting for you guys to enjoy. In this show, we're going to be discussing some very, very interesting things with one of my greatest friends, Luke Dougherty. Welcome, Luke.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be invited in here.
Welcome, Luke. We're so excited. Oh, I'm so excited to have you. I've been waiting to interview you for quite a long time, and I am very, very, very excited for this. I hope you are too.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
So, before we get into the rest of the show, why don't you kind of tell us a little bit about yourself first?
So I've been born and raised in San Francisco, and even though I moved to different houses as I was growing up, I never really moved out of the city. And the only time I really was out of the city was when I went to Stanbridge Academy, which is where Joey and I met.
Yep.
And that was the second school I attended. The first was a school called CASE, which stands for Chinese American International School. And then after Stanbridge, I went to Stern. And then after that, I went to college at the University of Oregon. And now I'm back here in the city for the time being. I've been home for almost a year. Actually, by tomorrow or this evening, it will have been exactly a year.
Oh, wow.
But I am soon going to be moving for my new job. That'll be on Sunday.
And that is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Luke, that is absolutely amazing. And I cannot wait to hear from you on the rest of this. So, without further ado, we might as well just get right into it. Before I do that, I will let you guys all know, yes, we were friends and classmates at Stanbridge Academy, which was a school that I also attended to from 2009 to 2015, about 6 years. Yeah.
And for me, it was 2012 to early 2016. It was February of 2016 when I left.
That's right.
Yeah, and then when the first Utopia came out, it was exactly a month after I started at Stern.
Yep, and then you were there till you graduated high school, right?
Yeah, that's right. And it used to be like 2 campuses, but when I got to high school, it became 1.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So, about CinemaSins and TVSins, which seems to kind of be your main thing, your main YouTube channels, I want to know, what exactly is that about?
So CinemaSins is a channel that's supposed to point out movie flaws. So they call their videos Everything Wrong with X Movie, and what they call like movie flaws are like sins to them. And then TVSins is affiliated with CinemaSins, and they do it for episodes from TV shows like SpongeBob, Simpsons, or Squid Game, or whatever. And I was watching other YouTubers point out the flaws that they were making in their videos. And then that led me to want to try it myself. So it was like October of 2020 where I thought to myself, what if I tried it my own way? And yeah, it's been pretty fun doing that.
Well, that is awesome. I've actually seen those. I've seen those videos in general, the ones that say like everything wrong with yada, yada, yada. It's cool that, I actually kind of like those. I think they're kind of funny.
Yeah, when I first decided to check them out, I was just curious to see it, and then I started watching more, and then after I was watching videos from YouTubers like the Birdman, I was kind of noticing the flaws that CinemaSins was making in their videos, so I thought I'd point them out my own way.
Well, there you have it. So, you kind of... I was going to ask you how long you've been doing this, but I think you kind of already told us that. So it's been 6 years, right? Because you said you started in October 2020.
Well, technically, October 2020 is when I got the idea, and I did make one video at that time, but I didn't actually upload it until December.
Okay.
So at this point, it's been 5.5 years.
All right. Well,
yeah,
similar enough.
Yeah. I didn't do it in October because I wasn't sure if I should, and then at the beginning of December 2020, I
totally
decided to.
Totally understood.
Yeah.
Make sure you're pretty close to the mic, by the way.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. So, my next question for you is, what is the biggest thing that you enjoy when doing this? Like, what is the thing? What keeps you making these? What keeps you doing it? I want to know. Like, what's the biggest thing you enjoy out of doing all this?
I think what I enjoy most about it is it's fun to look at different movies and come up with my own things to say about them. And another fun thing is when I cover a video that somebody else has already done, I can always find something new to say, rather it be for a sin that they responded to or a sin that no one else has already responded to. And also, I get tons of great feedback and people really enjoy my stuff, which I feel like motivates me to want to make more.
Okay. Well, that's pretty amazing, man. I myself personally have always enjoyed your videos and always enjoyed
Thank you.
seeing what you do. And that's great. That's great that you continue to have a drive to run these things and do what you do. I think it's absolutely incredible. I think everyone everyone has their thing, and I've got my thing. This is yours, and
thanks. And I also
it's a beautiful thing.
Thanks. And I do also want to come up with videos that are not really related to that, which I have. But
yeah.
You
have any good examples of one of those?
Yeah, I've got a couple.
Okay. Let's hear it.
I did 2 videos on my top 100 animated movies, even though even though it's different now. Then I also did do a video on movies I like that others don't like, and also at the time when Joey and I saw the Search for SquarePants movie last December.
I remember that.
I was in the process of working on a video ranking all the SpongeBob movies.
I actually remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, so I want to put in a couple everything wrong with CinemaSins videos every now and then.
It's good to mix it up.
Yeah.
I remember when we saw the Search for SquarePants together. That was a lot of fun.
It was.
It was. I mean, like, I will be honest with you. That day last December, it was like my childhood for that day just flashed right before my eyes. It was crazy.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was. We actually had a lot of fun together that day.
Yeah.
That was like the week before Christmas. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
So, now, I also want to know, well, we should also mention that, I mean, he kind of already mentioned this, but I'll mention it again. Luke just graduated from University of Oregon last summer. And, well, I want to know, and I think all my listeners here, our listeners, want to know, how was your experience at U of O?
So I would say it was good overall, and while I wouldn't say it was the best 4 years of my life, like a lot of people say about college, I did make a lot of good
Fair
memories.
enough.
Yeah, I made a lot of good memories, and it was pretty interesting to learn new things. And I say that not just with the art stuff, because I learned a lot of different methods of art making, but a lot of other subjects too.
Yeah.
And outside of classes, it was fun to get to explore Eugene, and also some areas outside of Eugene, like Springfield or Corvallis. The latter of which is where OSU is, Oregon State. And yeah, and also, doing fun activities with people, like both at UO and at the place I lived at for my first 2 years, Mansfield. Though technically for my third year, I was in their connections program, so I was still allowed to do events with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I imagine just the thrill of meeting new people alone and having an experience like that must have been exciting for you.
Yeah, it was. And I also will say, in terms of the place I lived at for my first years, I was actually glad to be there for my first year, because the first term was admittedly a bit overwhelming, because it took me a while to kind of get used to the college schedule and the schoolwork. So it was nice to have people there to support me when I needed it. And then the following term, it was less overwhelming because I had more of an idea of what it was like. And yeah, it just got easier for me as time went on. And while it was great to have the sport there, I only really asked for it if I really needed it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite part of college? Like your favorite part of your time in Oregon? I know this is a tough question because you were there for 4 years. Mm-hmm. In that 4 years, what was like your favorite part, and maybe like some of the best things that ever happened?
Well, there is a lot for me to say.
Go for it.
So one would be there's a lot of really fun hiking places out in Eugene.
Ooh.
And there's even this one hiking place that's outside of Eugene. It's not exactly in Springfield, but it's a little outside there. It's Mount Pisgah.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, you get really beautiful views from the top. It's a great hike. And some of the nice hiking spots in Eugene are Spencer Butte, Skinner Butte, and Wild Iris Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I've never heard any of those, but those sound awesome.
Yeah. Actually, we'll say that when I visited Claire, my sister, in Oregon with Dad, we actually did go to some of those hiking places, but for Wild Iris Ridge, I never actually knew about it until one time Dad visited.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then for other ones, another highlight of UO for me was learning new methods of art making in the classes I took, because learned a lot of new things like sculpture making, welding, and printmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then another.
That actually sounds like a lot of fun, honestly.
Yeah, it was. It was fun to get to learn new things. And another highlight for me, I would say, would be the Thursday movie nights that they did at UO, just called Ducks After Dark, and it was always fun going to those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That how often would they do that?
It used to be every Thursday of a term, and then they made it every other Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was fun to go to like movies I'd already seen and also check out movies I'd never seen before. And yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there was some movies that you've never seen before. I mean, anyone that knows you knows that you love movies.
Yeah, that's true.
Totally. So, now for an even bigger question, just a little behind the scenes. What is next for you now that you have graduated college?
So after living at home for almost a year, I've finally gotten a job, and I'm going to be moving this coming Sunday for it by plane. And I am going to be working part-time at Disney World with this program for recent college graduates.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Ooh, that is nice. I am so excited for you, Luke.
Thank you, and I'm really excited myself.
So that is huge. I mean, you're going to be working at Disney World for the next 7 months.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Disney World?
No.
And
I have not been. I have been to Florida, but never Orlando.
Ooh, so this is your first time in Orlando?
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds awesome, man. You gotta tell us a little more about this. So how did you discover this program? I mean, what are you the most excited about, and much more? I want to hear about all of this. This is awesome, and I'm acting like I don't know about this. Of course I do, because you told me a while ago. But Luke, I just have to say I am so very happy for you and excited for you.
Thank you.
And proud of you, honestly. I'm very, very, very proud of you. So, all right, back to the show. What are you the most excited about in doing this?
I think what I'm most excited about is getting to be in a new place and meeting new people and trying new things. And during my time I was searching for a job over the course of this past year, I was kind of thinking to myself that it would probably be fun to get another go at having a job in a new place, because that was the case with my last job when I was working in the Tetons.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that one. Actually, why don't you tell us a little bit about that one?
Yeah. So the last job I had was a summer job in 2022 where I worked for 10 weeks in Grand Teton National Park with other teens. It was a program for 16 to 19-year-olds. I was 19 at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was living in Jackson, the town. Jackson Hole is the valley. And we'd work 10 hours a day, 4 days a week doing trail maintenance, such as digging drains, removing overgrown roots, and fallen debris and other things. And it was like about 20 other people, 4 staff members. People were super nice. It was a really fun experience. I mean, it was great to get to be out in nature all day. And then it was 4 days a week working. Then we get 3 days off, which was a good balance to me.
Yeah, it'd be like the weekends, I imagine, an extra day.
Yeah, there were 2 Mondays that we had off for holidays, and there was one Monday where I missed work. It was the only time I ever did, and that was because the weekend prior I flew back for my mom's birthday.
Ah, okay.
So I just spent an extra day at home and got to spend time with Dad and be in the city for a bit, which felt pretty fun. And then the same day I flew back and went back to work the next day.
Oh, perfect. Just like that.
Yeah. That was the only day I ever missed work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So back to, I'm kind of jumping around here. Back to your back to your experience that you're going to be doing the next 7 months in Disney World. How did you come about this program? How did you find out about this and discover it?
So I found out about it because my mom has been helping me out with looking for jobs, or rather had been, because I have a job. I'm getting a job now.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, she forwarded it over to me, and then I decided to apply. And then there was a day when Joey and I were hanging out that I found out their final decision.
I remember. We were sitting at
Slice
House over in Belmont. We had just I had taken you to Fioli Gardens that morning, and we had,
which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That place is just absolutely beautiful. We went around there, and then we got some lunch at Slice House over in Belmont, and that's where you broke the news to me.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I was very, very excited for you then. And I'm very, very excited for you now.
Thank you. And yeah, I feel the exact same way.
It's going to be great, man. I mean, honestly, my biggest advice to you, and I know I've told you this before, but I'll tell you again here on air. My biggest advice to you, honestly, is just to go out there, have the time of your life, don't worry about anything, and just soak it all in and enjoy it. Because the thing is this is a once in a lifetime experience.
True.
And so make every moment count. Make the absolute best of the next 7 months. It's going to be the most memorable 7 months of your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Luke. So I will let you guys know, the listeners, that by the time that you're going to be hearing this, Luke will be well into his adventure in Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. By the time that you guys are hearing this, it'll be, way into it. So obviously you can tell it's June right now as we're recording. Mm-hmm. You might not be hearing this till September, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, want to wait till I have a full season of episodes and then we'll start airing them. Anyways, if somebody was watching, or better, listening to this show, and it could be anybody, because you're pretty versatile, what advice do you have for them? Well, this is something that I ask every single one of my guests when they come in here. What advice do you have for my listeners?
I think it took me some time to think about it, but I think I'll probably say don't be afraid to take risks and try new things, because it's good to go out of your comfort zone, and because it helps you learn, and also take time to take time to get to know other people when you're when you're in like a big group with a big group of people, which applies to like the job I'm about to have and the last one I had. So yeah, and in other words, I'll quote an iconic character by saying, just take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. Sure, you guys probably know who I'm quoting there.
Yes, I know exactly who you're quoting.
Yeah.
That is some really, really solid advice there, Luke. Thank you for that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I think that'll help a lot of people that are listening to this, because I think a lot of people, I shouldn't say that everyone's living in fear, but more what it is that I think there are people in the world that are just either too afraid to take risks and try new things, or maybe they're not afraid, but they just don't want to because of, past experiences or whatever. And, I think you have to get to a point where you can't, honestly, I had to do this, Luke. You can't allow your past to dictate your future.
It's true.
You really can't.
Yeah, there's a Disney movie I can think of that has that exact message.
Yeah? Well, what one is that?
Meet the Robinsons.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
Yep, I do remember seeing that in there. Yep. But yeah, just like don't allow your past to dictate your future. Like try new things, take risks, and just remember I think a lot of people have the fear of like disappointment or the fear of something going wrong or the fear of failure. But the thing is that when something goes wrong, it's not, I don't even, how do I say this? I don't even call it failure, because the thing is that you won't know anything unless you try. You won't know, you won't experience anything unless you try it. And you have to be willing to, take that risk to get somewhere, even if it, makes you uncomfortable for a little while. You know, I had to learn that. We all did.
Yeah, that's true.
And you, Luke, I mean, you are a great example of a risk taker. I mean, and I think you're amazing for that, honestly.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. I mean, you've traveled the world, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. No, mostly courtesy of Dad because he travels a lot for work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. But, mom's applied to that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And that is, that's another thing that I absolutely love about you and just your whole family. I have to say, Luke has such a wonderful family.
Yeah,
I mean, you really do. I mean, I've had the pleasure of, I've met your mom, I've met your sister, and I've met your stepdad, and they're all amazing people.
Yeah, and I think you may get the chance to possibly say hi to my dad tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I might meet your dad tomorrow. That's right.
Because after I pick him up from, because he's flying in from South Korea, I pick him up from the airport tomorrow, and then after I have lunch with him, he's gonna drop me off at the San Mateo movie theater for me, because Joey and I are gonna see Toy Story 5. So
yeah, that's right. We are gonna see Toy Story 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, so he might get to meet my dad then.
Yes, I will. I think I will get to meet your dad. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, maybe even Iris as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's his new wife, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. I think, guys, we just kind of, I think we just gave away the date that this has been recorded.
But whatever.
Yeah, I don't care. June 17th. Anyways, so I want to know, Luke, what are, like, outside of all of this, what are your biggest, like, interests and special hobbies? Like, what's a hobby that, like, you have that maybe not many of us know about?
Well, my main hobby is like
that you're willing to share, of course.
That's okay. So, like, outside of the video making, I really just love making art in different ways, like drawing, Photoshop images, and also making paper cutouts of animated characters. And then outside of the art making, I also love riding my bike and going for long walks.
You live in the perfect place to do that.
Thanks. And yeah, I have done the SF Crosstown trails so many times, though.
Really?
The roundabout trail I've only ever done once. But yeah, I've done the Crosstown Trail, the Double Cross, and the roundabout. The last of which took me 3 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is awesome. So, biking and walking around and this and that.
Yeah.
Nice. And I must say, you are very, very good at making those cutouts. I've seen them all when I've been at your house. You've showed them all to me.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, it all started with the SpongeBob ones.
Yep, and obviously, those are my personal favorite.
Yeah, I made about like 130 of those.
You made 130?
Yeah,
I didn't know you made 130.
Yeah. But yeah, and then after doing all those, I thought it would be fun to try out other characters.
Well, that's awesome. It's like it kind of just you started and then it just blossomed, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how a lot of my projects happen too. Yep. Well, that is awesome, dude.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, I gotta ask you. So we all know that you love movies, right?
Yeah.
All right, Luke. I want to know. We want to know. Our listeners want to know. What is your favorite movie of all time?
As of right now, it's Turning Red.
Is it?
Yeah.
And you've seen that one quite a few times, haven't you?
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet this year, but I've watched it 17 times in total.
You've watched it 17 times in total?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, that's dedication right there.
Yeah. It was 5 times in 2022, 4 times in 2023, 6 times in 2024, and 2 times last year.
Nice. Well, I think that you are the biggest fan of Turning Red I've ever known.
Thank you. I also will say that prior to when it got its time on the big screen in February 2024, like Soul did in January and Luca did in March of that year. Prior to seeing Turning Red, there was a book I read based off the movie to hype myself up, which was a lot of fun to read.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So, the thing is that you and I have been friends for, I should say, gosh, almost 14 years now.
Yeah.
Because we met in the end of 2012, and now we're in 2026. So yeah, it's been 14 years. We knew each other all through the Stambridge years, and then kind of lost touch in 2015. You had reconnected with me on Instagram around 2020.
That's true.
I do remember that.
Yep, me too.
Yep. And then I remember we saw each other again for the first time and officially reunited in 2025.
Yep, I saw his Instagram story that he was going to perform at Guitar Center, so I thought I would drive over and see him.
That's right. And that was a total surprise. I remember that was amazing.
Yeah.
That was the last time I ever performed on a stage. And it was 2 weeks prior to that, the last time that I was sitting here in the studio doing this show. So it's funny how everything's just kind of gone full circle, if you will, and we're back at it.
It's true.
Yep. And I am so excited to be back, and so excited to have you here today. In my opinion, and I know I've said this every year, every season, but I really do believe that this is the beginning of a very, very legendary season for this show. I feel it. I've got a great lineup. We've got a great lineup, and I am so very excited.
And I'm glad you feel that way.
Thank you, Luke. Now I have to say, we've had a lot of fun times together. We've made a lot of memories in the last year.
It's true.
We really have.
Yep.
I mean, I figure we talk about some of our favorite moments together since we're here.
Yeah.
What was like, I have to ask you, Luke, in the last year of our friendship, what has been like some of your, I mean, every time we've hung out has been a good time. I mean, I don't really like have a favorite, but I want to know, like, what were some of your highlights with me? Like, what were some of your favorite moments?
So, yeah, I don't have a specific favorite either, but one that the first one I'll start off with our one we had last week with our other Hot Rod Boys buddies, because it was just like a really awesome day where we.
Yep. Shout out to Evan Sutton, who was a guest actually on this show in season 1 in 2024. And shout out to Jake Santana, our other amazing friend. We're actually going to be interviewing him right here later this season. But that day was fun. That beach day we had last week was amazing.
It really was.
Yep. That was just, and the weather was just gorgeous down there in Monterey.
It really was. So, yeah, for another fun day we did, and yeah, it's really hard to think of like hard to like name specific.
I understand
because we had a lot of fun times together. I guess to think of another one, I guess I'll probably say yeah, it's really tough because we just had so many fun days.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I have a couple days that kind of stood out. I think every hangout we've had with for those of you who don't know, me, Luke, Jake, and Evan, we call ourselves the Hot Rod Boys. That's our little group name.
Yeah, courtesy of Jake.
Yeah, courtesy of Jake. Thank you, Jake, for coming up with that wonderful name. How that happened was, I mean, you know what? I was gonna let him explain this when I interviewed him, but I'll just tell you guys. It was last summer. We were planning a day to all hang out together in Monterey, and it happened to be during Monterey's Car Week last August. And so somehow, some way, I guess because his mind was on that, he came up with the name the Hot Rod Boys, and that was actually really cool.
Yeah, and because of that, I almost was going to draw a Hot Rod on that drawing I gave him for his birthday, but even though I didn't, I'm honestly happy with how the drawing itself, and he is too. That's
awesome. I mean, because of that, I was actually almost going to rent a hot rod for all of us. Yeah, I mean, I have the kind of money to do it now, so that's nice. Maybe next year when you come back.
Yeah,
totally. Another thing that stood out. So I think every time we've hung out has been amazing. I mean, our beach day was great. January we went down there and went to the aquarium together in Monterey. That was amazing. Yeah. And then last August, the first time we ever did that. Another thing that stood out for me was the day that you had taken me over to Red Smith Ranch.
Oh yeah, that's probably. Oh yeah, I think that's probably my runner-up of our hangout days.
Yeah, that day was just incredible. And for those of you that have seen my channel, JG Flies, I produced 2 drone videos over there.
They're both amazing.
Yeah, they are. And actually, they're some of my favorite ones that I've done of all time. Especially, I mean, I loved doing the ranch. That was amazing. But then we went to your river house, and I zigzagged the Malcolm River with my drone. And I think that was one of the craziest things I've ever done in the history of those videos. That was nuts. I was actually I'll be honest, like I've been flying for 2.5 years now. I started in the end of 2023, and it wasn't honestly until I'd say the middle of 2025 where I really started to get good, if that makes sense. And so in the last year, I've finally made some quality videos, which are really, really cool. And then in December of last year, I got myself a better drone, the drone that I have now. And so I've made many, many videos, but those 2, I have to say, absolutely stood out. One day I want to go back and make more. That was amazing. And while we're on the topic of Red Smith Ranch, we should give a shout out, I think, to your mom and Dell Smith, who runs the place.
Yep.
Both of them who run the place. Amazing, amazing properties. Absolutely love it. Would totally recommend staying there.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say about that, Luke?
Yeah, in terms of the ranch, that's been part of my life since 2019. The house and the property is just super amazing, and yeah, Dell really has done a great job, like making it a great place for people to stay. And then, in terms of the river house, it was around 2021 when he and Mom bought the property, and
nice.
Yeah, from Dell's talented contracting skills, he's made it a pretty great place, and he's still got more he's doing.
And that is awesome. I mean, that place is incredible.
Yeah.
And I mean, he really has transformed it, huh?
Yeah.
No, it's beautiful. Both properties. I mean, when you that day you were showing me those properties, we were walking around this and that. I was like, this is just pure bliss. This is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. You remember what I don't know if you remember what I said. We were walking through there, and I'm like, I don't know how you could be bored here.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because you guys have, especially at the ranch. I mean, you guys have everything there.
Yeah,
everything's just right there.
Yeah, that did kind of help us out. We had to stay there at the beginning of the pandemic, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you had told me that, I was like actually a little jealous inside because I'm like, man, to spend the pandemic in a place like that's amazing.
Yeah. Though in my case, it was a little on and off because I would spend some time there and then also go back to the city so I could spend time with Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. You got the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
At least you weren't bored, sitting in a room depressed during COVID. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I still, despite, the lockdown, having to stay in place, I still wanted to make sure I went out every day.
That's really, really good. I tried to do the same thing because I knew that if I didn't, I would get really depressed. At one point, I was really depressed, and then I came out of it.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, I need to get out every day.
Yeah, me too. I'm the exact same way. I can't just, I can't just sit in a room for a whole day like some other people our ages can.
That just doesn't really work for me.
No, doesn't work for me either. I remember I got injured once, and my doctors were telling me, you're going to have to rest and do absolutely nothing for almost a month. And you really think I was going to listen to that? I was in my mind like, it wasn't that big of an injury. And I was like, they don't know what they're dealing with. Meaning like, they have no idea how antsy I am and how much I need to get out.
Yeah, that's absolutely relatable.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the other days that stood out to me in the history of us hanging out, well, I mean, the first time you came over here, that was pretty special.
It was.
That was awesome. We spent Halloween together last year. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And you scared the living out of, a bunch of kids, which was amazing.
Yeah. It's also funny how you didn't recognize me right away when I showed up.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't recognize you when you first showed up. That's like maybe the second or third time that's happened to me on Halloween by one of my friends. I had another friend that came dressed as a pumpkin once. He had like a scary pumpkin face, and he's wearing a suit underneath it. And he came right up to me. I'm sitting in my driveway. This is back in 2020. I had no idea who it was under there, And then he just screams at my face and then takes the thing off. I'm like, what the hell was that? But no, that was great. I actually thought your costume was really, really cool. I was a rapper and you were supposed to be like, what, a scary clown or something?
Yeah, with a magic wand.
With a magic wand and a suit.
Yeah.
No, that the fun times, man. Fun times.
Yeah.
And then, the day that you took me all around the city, that was incredible.
Yeah, it was.
I think that's like the most amount of things I've ever done in San Francisco in a single day. That was in the end of April. That was fun.
Yeah.
And I think that was the day that I met your mom and your sister.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's right. We were walking back to the house when making our way up the hill from the cast show.
I was pantsing up the hill.
And then right as we were turning the corner to get back to the house, we could hear Mom and Claire.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, then Mom was saying she felt like she could hear us, but it just took her a sec to figure out where we were.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I am a pretty loud person, so yeah, I am. I'll admit, I'm just loud in general.
Yeah,
everything I do is loud. Well, I mean, any other moments from our friendship that stand out to you before we close out here?
I mean, all of those are great, but in general, they've all been just super fun. So it's really just hard to pick certain ones.
Okay. Understood. Well, you know what? Hey, we've had a lot of good times together in the last year, and I'm sure that after you get back from Florida, we're going to have more.
Yeah, agreed.
So, and you know what, Luke? I would love, I'll just tell you on air, I don't care. When you return from Florida, I invite you to come back here on the show. We got to do a follow-up because I want to hear all about your experiences. So do the listeners.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Right now I don't know what's going to come up when it ends, but I'm not thinking about that right now.
No, you know what? I was going to say one of the biggest pieces of advice I have to you for this is don't worry about what's coming after this. That's not important right now.
Yeah.
Right now you just got to focus on what's in front of you, and that is this grand adventure. Just stay in the present. Don't worry about next year. Worry about that when you get back, and everything I think is going to go really, really well for you. I'm very excited for you, dude.
Thank you.
I am. Well, anyways, y'all, that's going to be about it from here. Luke, I am so very excited for your trip, your adventure, this thing you're going to be doing. This is going to be wonderful. We can't wait to hear all about it later. Thank you all so much for listening. We are officially back, and there's going to be many, many more episodes to come as time goes on. If you are interested in being on this show, please contact me at all of our handles, the JG Show Official on Instagram or jgshowofficial@gmail.com. On the next episode, we're going to be interviewing Milana Ostroy. She is a realtor here in Burlingame, and I am very, very excited to have her in here. I think we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful conversation, just like the one that you and I had today, Luke.
Agreed.
Again, Luke, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome.
you for being here. This has been absolutely wonderful, and this is the JG Show. I will see you all on the next one. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.